All right. So what's up, fam? Welcome. I said it again. Remember?
Yeah.
Welcome to Activate the Truth and Doses. I am one of your hosts, LeVar Green, Mr. I Stay Mad.
And I'm Jill Jackson, your resident therapist.
That's right, man. We got a guest with us today.
Yeah, we just gonna talk about it like she's just sitting there. We ain't gonna.
Right.
Let's just
I'm just gonna keep talking to you. So we got a guest today, and this will be one of our mini doses, though. This is a mini dose, y'all.
Yeah.
So you've been hanging with us for a little minute. So we got a dose between a dose, a little baby dose, we call it.
Yeah, just a little something to give you a little something in between weeks.
Right. So somebody said in between us. Also call her baby K. It's my daughter.
This is the graduate, y'all. Y'all heard us talking about her.
Right. Drop in the comment. Congratulations, all that. Like, share, and subscribe. I've been forgetting to say that sometimes. So we're doing a little mini dose today. So what we're going to kind of talk about today. Last week, what we talked about?
We talked about, I think this dose is coming after that dose or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, it's his will or yours. Who's in control?
That part.
Yeah.
So we kind of want to follow back up with that. But getting the perspective from a teenager, millennial, something like that. We're a little older. So we went heavy into the conversation really about do we trust God and how much we want our will versus his. So we were kind of going back and forth and all that. Now we kind of double your age a little bit, right?
So even though she thinks she in our generation. Anytime she with us, she like, this my music.
Still in the playlist.
Generation.
Whole playlist though.
Still playlist. I make the playlist and give it to
So
y'all.
we be in the car playing music, and next thing you know, you see her back there, just adding it. What's the name of that one? Just adding it. So she got a whole playlist for us that we in the car.
We know this is the best generation. We know. Absolutely. No hate. We love all y'all, but
we definitely got
the best babies.
You agree?
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Because you be rocking the playlist.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Do your friends agree with your playlist?
Not at all.
Right. So Baby K is an old soul. This is my, I would say oldest biological, because I do get an older son, Tyrell T. Howard, which, we can't wait to do the episode about what just happened this weekend at the Juneteenth, the graduation / Juneteenth party, y'all. Y'all ain't around for that. We got to end
it.
Yeah. Light fixtures messed up.
Stealing
pies. While him and his son, my grandson, ate a whole sweet potato pie that was mine. He had a whole pie in his room, and we sitting there talking about people at the party taking all the pies. Meanwhile, he ain't say nothing.
All of this happened after I left.
Yeah, this happened Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm fussing in the house. And then today he answered the text message yesterday talking about, I never said I didn't take a pie.
But you
never said you did neither.
Right.
Took the whole pie, had it in his room. So we're going to have to talk about it another time.
Yes. Coming to a dose near you soon.
Mad down. All right, so let's talk about it real quick. Just a mini dose. It don't last that long. But what's your perspective when it comes to life, right? And I'm assuming as your dad, I've been growing up and I've been watching you and you've been watching me grow up and watching you grow. But how is it when it's things that you know you really want versus things that you feel like maybe God may not want that for you or God's will may be different? What's your thoughts on all that?
See, I would say around my age, this generation, it's harder to talk about God more because you do get judged a lot. But when you do talk about what you want, if it is God related, it's a big oh, you just want to be different, this and that. Or if you do want some things and it's not like what is in line with God, it is kind of harder because it's oh, my friends want this, so I kind of want that, but I know it's not right with God. So,
So it sounds like you kind of feel like you got to straddle the fence a little bit, like trying to find that balance between, making sure you're prioritizing the things that are most important to you, but then also wanting to fit in. I mean, I get it. People are like, oh, you got to, but, I think everybody in some degree wants to fit in and feel like they fit in their environment.
And it is harder with social media as well, especially this generation. It's like everybody's on social media and you see this, and then it's like, oh, that would be nice, but no, you can't because you don't want to burn the hill. So
So let me ask you a question: what are some of those things that you feel like your generation? And we're speaking generally, y'all. We know everybody ain't the same.
We're not the
But
same.
generally speaking, what are those things you feel like, dang, some of y'all may say I want to do, but you don't feel like it lines up with God's will? What is that?
I would say partying and just being out and I don't really know how to explain it because you can still party and not do
Mhm.
like sinful things. I
Please
really
say it for the
don't
people
know.
in the back.
Right.
Right.
We not them
I
type of
really-
Christians, y'all,
I
that we don't
really
have a good
don't
time.
know how to explain it really.
Well, you kind of alluded to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you read in the Bible, David danced at one point. His clothes came off, and his own wife was like, "You so undignified. You right here dancing, your clothes fell off because of the excitement." Jesus renewed the water, turned it into wine at the wedding. People were drinking, having a good time. So I think the balance, not even the balance, I think the line sometimes that people feel like is if you're a real believer in Christ, and I say that specifically for a reason, a real believer, a follower of Jesus Christ, people feel like it's a boring life because it is a lot of do's and don'ts, right? But the sad reality is none of us really tap into the abundant life that he says that, like, think about it. Me as your dad, do you get more from me by following the rules in the house, or you get more from me when you violate the rules in the house? Right. So what feels better? Following the rules and getting almost, because you almost get almost anything you want. Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
All I ask is follow the rules. Be safe. Don't do nothing that's gonna end your life early. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And two decisions I tell people all the time: help or hinder. If it ain't gonna help your future, then don't do it. If it's gonna hinder your future, don't do it. You know, it's so simple, right? So the line that I think that we all told in the struggle, because I did. I'm so thankful for you because my teenage years in college.
Listen,
years
baby,
were a
I'm
little
so
different.
glad social media was not
Who you
around
telling?
when I was at Florida State. My
College
Lord,
don't owe me
today,
nothing. They don't owe me nothing.
a thing.
I'm surprised though, and I'm being honest, that I'm still here.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest. I should have died a couple times, hands down.
Yeah.
There was times I got
think
home.
about
I don't
the
even know
choices
how I got
made.
home.
Yeah.
Right.
I think about choices I made, and I'm like, that was not wise.
Right. So now when I look at it versus the fun that I have now, and I still have a drink. You know, I drink alcohol.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Yes.
You know. But do I test my life now? No, I got a reason to be here.
Like that,
you know what I mean? So the fun that I think you were trying to allude to is that people like they X out like, oh, a party, you can't go to a party and there's y'all twerk, whatever, dance. Y'all do all these different dances. But there's still a way to go to a party and have a good time. Like, is fun really getting drunk? Not necessarily. Is fun really getting high and not having control of your situation? Because to me, when I look at it, I had more fun when I wasn't like that. You know why?
Yeah, I was thinking that
you
too.
can remember and you can,
Right. Even when I do like go out with my homegirls, if we at a party setting, it's easier for me because I'm the type of person I don't even like doing all that kind of like drinking and smoking and stuff like that. So it's not hard for me. I'm just a chill person. Well, I'm not chill, but in situations like that, I do be chill and I don't like to be all out there like that. So it is easier for me to like not do anything dumb.
So here's the thing, and I don't know where we are on time, but one of the things that keep bubbling up for me, for you, and we're gonna get a little more of her story. She's gonna be hanging around with us, and we got a full episode coming talking about the pivot that God just took her through and how it worked out for her benefit. But trust the Holy Spirit in you because He will give you those boundaries and tell you where's too far. He'll nudge you and say, no, skip this one because you might get somewhere and something happen. Trust the Spirit and what I know your parents have instilled in you, and trust the God that lives on the inside of you to lead and guide you on where's the fun, but where's the boundary? You know what I'm saying? Because you can read the word and it says a lot of things. But I think when we talk about it, also it's about this day-to-day relationship and the fact that the Holy Spirit will lead and guide every decision you make. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to not enjoy your days in college and have fun and things of that nature. But you listen to that still small voice inside of you when it tells you, no, sit this one out. Or, yeah, this is cool. You know, yeah, go over here because God walks with you. I know He has a call and a purpose for your life. He walks with you. Have fun, enjoy. Listen, you know, you always say we in the streets. Y'all should be tracking us. She be tracking us.
I posted a video a few weeks about her and her brother falling.
Sneaking up on them at the date night at the restaurant. But seriously, like you can have that fun, like your dad was saying, but do it, you know, to the extent where you're within the boundary that God has set for you. You know? Yeah.
Especially based on the future you want. Let me ask you this question. You made it through high school. How is your name out there?
It's pretty good.
But you know what I'm talking about when it comes to being promiscuous and all that stuff, or how some girls graduate and they have a name that follows them now
Oh,
because of how
oh
they
no, my name
operated, or
is.
how even some guy. This ain't no double standard because I don't got no double standards in my house. I don't want my boys out to slang just as much as I don't want my girls out to open. So, but how is your name? And then how does it feel to have a name that ain't blemished like that?
I think it's good because especially when you hear people talking about other people around you that have a name that follow them, and you look at yourself like as a reflection, and it's like, okay, I'm glad I did what I did and stayed on that path and wasn't like, getting off of that and being called certain names.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the Lord will put the right people around you. Like I think about your mom and your dad and the Cougars who we hang out with. Like they're good, solid people. Like, God will bring the people around you that need to be in your life that will, that you can have fun with, but that's not going to test and tempt you and try to take you further than the boundaries you've set for yourself. And anytime somebody's trying to push you past your limits, you need to look at them with a side eye because do they really have your best benefit? Because people who really care, like I trust my life in their hands. You get what I'm saying? Like I could go anywhere with them, and I know my back is always had. And I hope that they feel the same way because real friends, people who truly love you, friends, family, they're going to look out for your best, your better good. They're going to be thinking about what comes next, your future, not just this moment. Yeah.
So if you had to give somebody some advice that may be struggling with toting the line, and I just want to share the danger about toting the line. God said it's not LeVar's opinion. He'll spit us out. He
Mm-hmm.
wants us to make a decision. For me, against me, say he's hot. Like if you hot or cold, if you lukewarm, he'll spit you out. And that's defense strategy. And it's hard because we all try to figure that thing out. Like,
Yeah.
how can I be
No judgment.
relevant,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how can I still uh, get out here, be myself genuinely, still represent God's name, still represent who He made me to be, understanding I got an amazing future, but then enjoy myself at the same time. I have thought of the best way to enjoy yourself. I feel like when somebody understands their assignment and purpose, you have the most fun in the world because you're doing what you were made to do. How could you not love that? But at these younger ages, heck, a lot of people our age don't even know what the heck they're supposed to do. So, what advice would you give somebody who's trying to keep themselves, we're only righteous because God is righteous. But when it comes to, I want to at least still reflect God because I do believe there's a God, but I also want to have fun. What advice can you
Um, I would say, well, this is me still trying to learn it, but
give?
try your best to pursue God. Like, even though it's gonna be hard trying to, have your friends and try to relate to them and follow God, but at the end of the day, you either gonna go to hell or you're gonna go to heaven. Do you want to be burning or do you want to be up there? Like, you just gotta really put that in perspective, especially since like you don't know what they have going on. They might not even be Christian. Hopefully, you surround yourself with Christian friends. But it's like, you just got to do what's best for yourself and just think about what your goals are in life and basically, like, go to
Now,
heaven.
somebody asked, I'm pretty sure I heard them, what do you mean pursue God? What does that look like for you? Because it's different for everybody. What do you do?
Um, for me, I'm still trying to, build a relationship because, yeah. But I try to listen to some messages and sometimes I'll just sit and try to meditate. But what's best helped me is I'm a music type of person. I really like listening to music. So instead of filling my ears with like, rap and all that, I'll try to listen to gospel music and just really listen to the lyrics and try to apply it to my life and basically just do that. And then once I feel like kind of feel his spirit, I'll shut the music off and just, sit.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing, just for viewers, and even as she even says she's still growing, you don't really build the relationship. You're trying to build a habit, is what you're really doing. That's what I think you meant. Is God has already done everything, and for every viewer listening, everything is already done. The closeness, the intimacy of the relationship that you're gonna have with Jesus Christ, everything is already done. We need to become more aware of it and build the habit to where every day we are intentional about waking up and before we even say hello to our spouses or anything, it's like, thank you, Lord, for another day. Like, so it's really building habits because we've already built habits. in other areas that may be good or bad. But to build the habit, that'd be a good habit to build. To wake up and just be aware of God's presence, be aware of His grace, His mercy, be aware when you drive. You tell me you do something every day before you drive. What you do?
I pray before I get
Why you do that?
right. Everybody crazy driving around, and yeah,
Right.
just gotta keep yourself protected.
You know.
I pray for myself and my family and friends.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a habit now.
Yeah.
So y'all, the thing about this life, and I don't have all the answers. Here's LeVar's opinion. The more you can build a habit with God, I feel like the better you'll be, because that habit will become a different level of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the times that we rebelled against God in different acts of sin, there are places that I or anyone else can go that you're more aware of what you used to do in these places just by going there or thinking about them. Mm-hmm. And that's because it's a habitual act. Mm-hmm. And if we can create these habits that connect us more with God, that have us to where we are aware of His location, His omnipotence, his love, like y'all, life changes. It's a lot different, and it's worth it. I don't want to scare you to salvation, because if we could, then it would work. I want to love you to it. Nobody's gonna change because somebody telling you you're going to hell.
Right.
Nobody's gonna change.
I do
A lot of
have
people
something
came
else
through
to
the
say
door.
too. Like not
Go
even just, you want to go to heaven or hell. People be like, oh, I got time. Okay, whatever, whatever. But also, while you're living on earth, if you are pursuing God, you can also receive His blessings and have a more abundant life. And that one tell me that a lot. So I didn't just make that up. I stole that. But
But do you see that?
Yeah, I do a lot.
And I think when y'all watch the next episode, you'll see how that's realistic, because our household has experienced a lot of that. And the Jacksons have, we've experienced it in their household, they've seen it in our household. Y'all, we're supposed to have a life that people are envious of. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Christ said we're supposed to have life and life more abundant because of Him. Mm-hmm. Not because of we done figured it out. It's right. Because of Him. Mm-hmm. So what do we have to figure out? How to love Christ. Yeah. How to fall in love with Christ. Mm-hmm. How to receive the love that He has available. Yeah. That's all it is. So when you say that, and when you the line is, it's realistic. Everybody in this life, for the most part, has had to figure out, do I really want to follow God or not? And we all get there to a different place, and different things happen. And like you said, life ain't promised. We had a night that could have changed our generations to come with our young kids around their age a few weeks ago. A pretty bad accident that happened that could have captured some lives, but God spared them. Y'all, just that quick. And all the adults felt it. Like if you talk to all the parents, we were all praying heavier. Not because they're not bad kids and young adults. It was like 12 of y'all went out, right? The cousins. Not bad kids. But something was brewing, and we just knew at a time of celebration, there's always the enemy trying to ruin something. But thank God, God's power is bigger and stronger. Yeah. And He spared them. So as I say that, y'all, I'm not trying to scare you to hell. I'm trying to share you to love with Christ, because that when you understand that in the midst of your foolishness, in the midst of my foolishness, and us trying to get ourselves together, He loves us unconditionally. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I came through the door of fear or whatever because I didn't want to go to hell. But now I understand, like, it's a different door, and you can come through the door of love or whatever. And we catch way more when we demonstrate Christ's love for people. And there's something else I wanted to mention to you too. I heard you say, like, you're still getting it together and working through and figuring it out. So are we. There is no perfect walk. You're going to still be learning. And I hope you take this with you and keep it with you. Every opportunity is an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself. Like, look for the lesson in it. Even if you miss the mark and you don't make it, because one thing I do know, when you have missed the mark, He still loved you. Your mama still loved you. They didn't get rid of you. So don't let the enemy come in and bring shame, condemnation, guilt, all of those things, because it's already been taken care of. There are no perfect Christians. There was only one perfect person on this earth. He gonna come back for us one day though. But just remember, it's a journey. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna get all the steps right. As long as you keep walking with Him, he'll make it, where it works out for your good.
Anything else you want to share for the folks?
I would say when I said before about the, trying to pursue God in this lifetime so you can receive more blessings and have more abundant life. As long as you look at the little things, like one day I'll be like, oh, I need some money so I get my hair done. That's not that important. And in maybe an hour or a day later, I end up getting some money somehow. It's just be
This hair is fine.
And she
This
does
hair is
hair.
fire.
Yes, hair with Cure.
Yeah,
The
check
width
it
is
out.
a W.
Right, and
Yes.
this one you do tell folk how to follow you on social media and all that.
Okay.
Yes.
Kiawah, KIAWAH .Shabaria with 2 A's, SHAVARIAA, and hair with Cure. The width is a W.
Okay. Yeah, man, she got skills, and I ain't just saying it because she's my daughter.
Yeah.
So well said. You know what? We all missed the mark, but one thing I don't want people to miss: don't miss putting a comment in here and like, share, and
Yes.
subscribe, and do that part. Get the numbers up for us, man. We try to really spread some good stuff with folk out here, man. Activating the truth and doses. We out here every 2 weeks. Check us out on YouTube, and
Yes.
we out.
See you next time.